Hey guys, John here, and welcome back to the Mini Brute V tutorial course. Today we're going to be talking about this bottom left-hand section here with velocity, aftertouch, and vibrato. So first things first, let's talk about this velocity here. So the first knob we see here is called amp. Now, velocity, if we play a soft note, it's going to be a lower velocity. If we really hit the key really hard, it's going to be a higher velocity. So for example, if this amp is all the way down and we hit a soft note like this, then we hit a hard one, it's going to sound exactly the same. However, if we bring this all the way to the top to its maximum value of 1, and let's hit a soft note, and then a hard note, we can see that the volume is going to be quite different. So this is kind of a cool way to really set up your synth because it sounds a little bit more organic and not too much of a static sound. So next up, we have the filter knob. So for example, let's bring this all the way to the top, and then let's maybe bring our cutoff somewhere around here. So let's play a soft note, and let's play a hard note. Sounds exactly the same, so we might be thinking, okay, this works exactly the same way with our amp, but why isn't this changing the filter? We're hitting soft notes, we're hitting loud notes, but it still sounds the exact same. So the difference here is that this is actually going to affect the depth of the envelope control. So what we can do is we can bring this all the way to its maximum value and maybe increase our decay just a little bit. So now let's hit a soft note, and now let's hit a hard note. It's going to be a little bit more pronounced. So we can always accentuate this by bringing the cutoff down a little bit more so it's really dull. And let's hit a soft note again, and then a hard note. Soft note, and then a hard note. So that's something to keep in mind. So if you ever first turn this here and you're wondering why it's not working, this is why, because it's actually modulating the envelope depth amount via velocity. Okay, so the next section here is going to be aftertouch. We have vibrato and filter. So not every single MIDI keyboard out there is going to support aftertouch, but if it does, that means that when you play a key or a note or a chord or something like that, and you dig in a little bit more, you can use that for different modulation. So for example, you can play a chord, and then once you start digging in a little bit more, you can set this so the vibrato acts a little bit stronger. And it's kind of a cool way to get a little bit more expressiveness out of your patches, and you can do the same thing with your filter as well, which is kind of nice because you can play something really soft, and then you have your chord down, and then you start pushing down a little bit harder, the filter opens, the vibrato opens a little bit more. So this is the section where you'd want to do something like that. And last but not least, we have the vibrato section, which we actually already covered when we were talking about the pitch and modulation wheel. So if you missed that video, go ahead and check that out. But long story short, this is where you're going to adjust your vibrato that's tied down over here. So if you want it faster, you can reach for this rate knob. Or if you want to change the waveform, you can check it out over here with a square, a sine, and an inverted square as well. So that pretty much wraps up this section here. It's very simple, not too much to it. So thank you so much for watching. Hopefully you learned something, and we'll see you in the next video.